welcome back to Timberborn and our Update 6 Let's Play on Mountain Range. And just as a recap from last time, we finished off our Badwater Folly waterfall thing, and we got in our mini dam reservoir thing that has buried in the bottom some of the sluices which are set up to keep the riverbed full with some water. So I've had a few comments and suggestions, mainly one comment or suggestion on how to deal with some of this, and I think probably going to wait for the drought to kick in to deal with some of it, but I want to find the comment. I'm incredibly organized as always. I'm truly a professional YouTuber, so let's find the comment on the video. Where are we? It was by Hobbit Fuss. So the first suggestion was to remove one of the dams, and I think we'll wait for the drought to do that. The other one was about putting a Badwater discharge on this before we worry about turning it into a source of power generation. Now, Badwater discharge is 4,000 science. That's maybe not insurmountable. It's 300 gears, which is not insurmountable. 50 metal, that's not impossible. It does need explosives. We do not have explosives unlocked yet. We have enough science to unlock it. We have all of the components to build it, but we also need to be pumping Badwater. My thought is that actually we just come in here and pump Badwater. Two thoughts. I always have two thoughts. If you're new to the channel, quite often I do things as there are two reasons or two thoughts or whatever. There's a long, complicated story as to why that I may explain at some point. I think in the short term, just to get something going on, we will unlock the Badwater pump and just place one here, just to start the process of obtaining Badwater. And we're going to put a small tank set to be Badwater, set to supply here. But what I'm thinking is we do something with sluice gates, and we make actually this would be perfect, wouldn't it? We maybe block off some stuff here, and we have some sluice gates set up. So this is just kept at a level, and then the rest of the Badwater goes through our thing. Not sure what to call it. Yeah. So let's get the game moving, because we're not going to make any progress if the game is paused. But we do have a whole load of building to finish off from last time, so we should do that first. We've got a spare beaver, but we're also building our second hydroponic garden, so we'll let them get that done. Really want to get this number cruncher in and going as well. We've actually got all of the resources for it, so I'm going to prioritize that, because we can then free up a whole load of beaver resources. Yeah, I did talk about moving the accommodation up here so we free up this farmable land, which I think would be sensible. And what I'm thinking with this is we cantilever it. So we probably want to unlock the like the 5 by overhang. So we cantilever it across here. And then we have to do the step at some point. But that means that potentially we could actually make the land underneath it farmable, which I think is kind of cool. I think that idea is kind of cool. Yeah. But before we unlock the dynamite, we will get some Badwater pumped and stored. I would like to get access up here. kind of through here. So maybe as they built that, but maybe we need to rework this, and I guess they haven't built that yet. So let's delete. They built that, but I know, inefficient, all that stuff. Delete that. I want to do something that's going to let me get up. I still need that, essentially. That was inefficient, deleting that. I get that. I get your point there. Good point, well made. I can't think of anything that's not really inefficient without deleting this, which is not quite built yet. So let's do that, because we should get all of the logs back from that. And we could just go, we could do what we had. I mean, I could go there, 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 there. That's kind of messy. And we could then just move the warehouse down to there. We could set the warehouse there. Actually, that's not so bad. And we could put the tank back there. So that's going to be for water. Let's to obtain. That's going to be for mushrooms. And we've not lost mushroom. Sorry. I do make the odd dad joke if you're new here as well. There are lots of new people, which is awesome. Thank you if you're new. Sorry if hopefully my dad joke didn't scare you off. Mushrooms. Brilliant. Cool. So we are quite some time away from getting mushrooms, because this building isn't connected to a district because I didn't build a path under there. Okay. So that's okay. We've got some injured beavers. We have got beds, but it looks like we need a few more medical beds. Maybe we wait until we rework the accommodation area. Right, that's built. So we now really don't need all of those in my mind. So we're going to delete all of those, and we're going to replace them with a housing estate. I know that it hurts me too. Should we unlock? We should unlock the large barrack. We have the science. It hurts me more than you would imagine to delete a center of research and replace it with a housing estate. Do we build something cool for our new housing? We need housing for 40. Let's go for housing for, say, 80 beavers, which is going to be 32, so 4, maybe 6 lodges. So maybe if we did 3 lodges facing each other. So let's leave a gap to get a path in. Let's leave a double gap. 2. And okay, we have a problem there. So let's put in a double platform. And housing. Lodge. There we go. So we'll do path there, along there, and into each of the houses. And that gives us some options for expanding up. So one thing that I had missed is the drought has started and I had not turned on our engine. So let's do that. We probably, in fact, we do need to get plank production going again because we're working through the planks quite heavily. We're barely keeping up with the scrap metal, with the 2 scrap metal guys working. We are keeping up with fermenting the cassavas, but we're still not growing enough of them. So that is an issue. But I'm also really, yeah. There's no really keen to not start more building, but we don't build cassavas. We grow them. That is how you get more cassavas. We do have a decent amount of kohlrabies. We could really do with more farmland. I guess once we get access to dynamite, that will become easier. And if we can think of your words, if we can remove the housing from here, get the bad water diverted so this becomes good water. We can't deepen this anymore by dynamiting down, but we could maybe raise this up a little bit or rely on this working. Actually, as we are in a drought, what we should be doing is we can pause both of those. Those we can actually leave running because the sluices will keep water in here. So it's currently at a depth of 0.25. But what I think we should also do is install water pumps in here. And it would make sense to place them all the way out here where we can pump the deepest. So let's at least provision for one. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. It's not ideal. We do need to, in the long term, blast that all out so that it's all one depth. But yeah, there we go. You can see the sluices doing their thing and keeping water in here. So this should stay hydrated. And what we could do, it's working. And it's not flooding, which is cool. What we could do if we extend this is make this all one body of water. And that would then work, I think. But this means these guys can just keep pumping out of here and they'll just pull the water out of this. So maybe we don't need this in here. But I think we are at the point where we can delete you or not. That's okay. We're not losing a huge amount of water. And let's do that. And that. Yeah, worst case, it'll just splash some water into here. It's not the end of the world at all. Not a big problem. There we go. So droughts are so short in normal difficulty that it's really, really not significantly challenging. We have still not picked up all of this stuff. So let's get them to come tidy this all up. That would be nice. We've got plenty of logs. Plenty of logs. Scrap metal is staying positive now, which is good. Yeah, we could just do with more food. And I don't particularly want to be planting anything up here because there is the risk that a bad tide will wipe it out until we're a bit more technologically advanced. We didn't actually get to pump any bad water out of there yet, so that's okay. Right, that's built. That's built. They're working on building the housing, so we've currently got 35 spare beds. So let's work on reducing that. As they build the new ones. Mushrooms. Yeah, we're doing okay for that. So we will need a food factory. Yep. We needed 4,000 science for the bad water discharge. Maybe I am regretting deleting the our Center of Research and Science Excellence that we had. Here's now we're not getting any science whilst this is paused. Do we have... We don't even have any spare power capacity. That was a real rookie mistake, wasn't it? That was a real rookie mistake. And we have like 6 beavers sat around doing nothing now. I'm going to annoy some of you yet again. By doing that. I know, it's inefficient, but we do need inventors. I call them researchers, but they're inventors. Let's just deprioritize the jobs. There we go. So they'll get those built. You can have science progressing while this thing's paused. And then what do we want to start working on? I guess we do... So the things that we need to build this project, we need the bad water discharge. That's 4,000 science. And ideally we want the 5-byte overhang, which is 1,800 science. So maybe we start with that because it's quite a big building project. I'm going to... we can kind of sketch this out. And I can build the supporting structures is what I'm thinking while we wait. Because I don't think it'll take us long to get the science. So we're going to come along here. We're going to come along here. We're going to come along here. And probably maybe about here we want to think about coming across view. But at the very least we could do that. So we need to do that. And we need to do something like that. And then we'll work out how we're going to do the step across. If I come down here from across here, coming in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we would actually need to step across quite a lot. So potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So something like that, potentially. So that lasted the whole drought. That's really cool. So that meant we kept up with most of our water needs like that. Brilliant. We're starting to get some bad water. We need a tank for bad water. Storage. Let's place that for now way down here. Put in 2. Bad water, bad water. Let's make those a medium high priority build. We can now pause the engine. Yep, that didn't flood. Thank you for that correction. Nicely done, sir. Hopefully our science will begin to increase quite rapidly. We have 35 spare beds. So can I not delete that while they're asleep in it? Would appear not. Why won't it let me? Because it's going to be built on top of. Okay. In that case, let's delete that and then delete that and then do double platforms and housing. There we go. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of tidying up to do, but they'll get to that. How long do cassavas take to grow? 8 days. I'm almost wondering if we could grow a cycle of cassavas in there. Or if we now prioritize explosives and we create some irrigation, or we come up here and irrigate this area. So we can come around the back here. And we could come up here. We could irrigate that area, or we could just drop a water dumping here for now. Or we could make a big-ish farm up here. Really want to do something super clever, but it needs a lot of explosives. So I do think the answer is start making explosives. I'm just not sure where to put said explosives apart from putting them here. I'm seriously going to need to rework all of this at some point. We're going to pause that for now, and we'll bring power out of the back of the engine like that. So let's make that a medium priority. I know this is an utter mess at the moment. We will make it all much neater at some point. So that needs to be prioritized by haulers. 4 water pumps seems to be doing the job at the moment. Cassava numbers have dropped off quite a lot, actually. You should be set to prioritize planting. I'm wondering if we do something a little bit silly. Potentially silly. No, they can't do it there. They can't make use of it, so we'd have to do it there. I'm so used to ladders. Oh, I've added in a new mod, and actually you can see them there. I added in the names mod, and we've got some of the YouTube channel members and the patrons. So we've got Cranky Ant there, Dark Hand, Hitman, Jax, I think is one, King Gaming, Monarchs, Noel. Most of these are Farm Sim fans, but some of them do watch. So Smock Farmer. Most of them will be in the younger ones. There we go. Kartek, Chris MC, Franken Beans, Jay, Unexpected Bill. I know Kartek and Bill both watch. There you go. So yeah, if you yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I added in the names mod. I thought it would be kind of cool. So yeah, YouTube channel members and patrons will start appearing as beavers in the game. I might build those. I'm just wondering if I can make use of these terraces, but they're very narrow. I was thinking maybe to plant some berries, and I could then rip this out and plant actual useful crops there. That was kind of my thought. That can be unpaused. We are actually up to 20. We need another 1,000 science. I think it might be sensible to actually wait until we've got the 4,000 science to unlock the bad water discharge. We need to be able to get up there. So let's start thinking about how we would do that. So that there. Probably. No, let's not go there. If we go there, go there. There. Bring path along to there. Another one there. And then we can come all the way around the back there and we can build it from the edge. We've got metal there. Let's set that to obtain and prioritize it. We also need gears. So let's build a medium warehouse there for gears set to obtain. Our gear production is going, which is good. I'm guessing some of that's going to go. We do need to make sure that gets built. Because we do need the explosives. No. But I think what we can do is unlock that and get it started, then start working on the explosives that we need. You can be paused for now. King Gaming was working in there. This is cool. This is cool. Yeah, if you're interested in supporting the channel through YouTube channel membership or Patreon, there are links below. Totally optional, of course. 23.6, so yeah, we probably need to start prioritizing the staircases and that as well. That's prioritized, so the other, I am really conscious of the fact that we're going to start to become, we need some storage for explosives. Let's build a pair of small warehouses set to supply. And then we'll build a medium warehouse here set to obtain, because that's where we need it going first. But I've also just noticed that we have mushrooms now, so for those we need a fermenter. Probably it wouldn't hurt for us just to swap this guy over for a bit, because we've not got a big stockpile of cassavas. And we could just build some storage for fermented mushrooms. I mean, we could even just be out of fermented cassava. So let's just swap this over to be fermented mushrooms. And that'll work. We actually seem to have taken a big hit on our food supply this time. So, yeah, we do need to work on food. So, I think I'm going to... I think it would be sensible to look at putting in... No, not there. There. Look at putting in another fermenter. Really out of practice at building normal staircases. Not fermenter, hydroponic garden. Food. Hydroponic garden. There we go. We'll reset that to be mushrooms. Yeah. Let's pick some berries as well, shall we? But if I check food now, we're doing okay, actually. They've got enough. It's just they seem to be eating all that we're growing. So let's make use of the space we have available. Or we can unlock our bad water discharge. Oh, there we go. Let's get them to build that. Then they can start working on the bad water discharge slowly. That's good. That's good. I am considering a builder's hut. Just there. And we're going to prioritize that. We'll pull some of the beavers out of research. How's our power grid doing? It is just fine. Because we now need to accumulate 1,800 science. So we need another 1,600 science to be able to start building the cantilever or the overhangs so that we can start diverting the bad water down off of here. Given that we are going to be hopefully having a bad water discharge in place, we shouldn't need to worry too much about things like gravity batteries. Hopefully we can build a substantial enough power generation system that it just does the job. It's my hope. Although we are going to 4,600. I am wondering whether we should be going... That would mean I've put this in the wrong place potentially. Whether we should be going the 6 wide. Which gives us a 4 wide channel. Which means we could put the large power wheels in. That is quite tempting, if I'm honest. But it is a lot more science. It is 3,000 science. And what it also means is we need to rework this because we need to make this one wider. Now that wouldn't be too difficult because we could blast out this little bit here and that would make this flow 4 wide. And we could blast this out and we could have this be a 4 wide flow. I think that would be okay. So maybe we should do that. Maybe we should be working on enabling that. So that would mean is doing this. And building levy is out along here. And if we're going to do that, we actually probably don't want them building past one. They have not made a start on building that yet. We want to prioritize that, and we are going to give that a bit of a nudge up in priority. We're pretty much full on logs, and that's probably mostly logs. So yeah, is what it is, I guess. We will get the area tidied up because it does kind of bug me when there's debris laying everywhere. I'm going to nudge them down to a 16-hour working day. Let's have a quick look at well-being, shall we? So they're gaining a fair bit from the mushrooms now. We could do with more campfires and rooftop terrain. So what we can do for now, I think, is we'll come through here. We'll grab well-being and we'll do 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'll do that job. I've still not expanded the rooftop terrace provisioning at all. But they're kind of going to have to live with that for now. So now working on building this, I think, and it's only 50 explosives, so maybe explosives isn't going to be the limiting factor. We'll just have to see how they get on building it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it flowing like this while we build this bit off this way. And then at the right point, once it's all built, we'll do the divert. Is my plan. If we're going to put double wheels in here, I'm not going to raise the height of these with levees. We'll just use platforms, I think. But it will let us generate significantly more power from the same flow. Because each one of these is 600 versus 100. Yep. And the good thing is this should be acting as a bridge between the two, because it's 2007, yeah. So we now have a single combined power network, which is both good and bad, because we only have the one engine at the moment. Yeah, they're cracking on with that. We do need to unlock the explosives, so let's do that. And place one there. We'll do those one at a time because of access being an issue. And once this is clean water, we can put water in here and now hydrate all of this, and we can maybe farm some of it, is my thought. We've got our builder's hut now, so hopefully building will be going a bit quicker. We could probably, with so many logs available laying on the ground, pause some of the lumberjacks and get some of this stuff picked up. So there is a lot of it, and it does bug me. So that everything? Yeah, nearly, until I delete all of those. It is everything. So, bad tide approaching. Oh no. What will we do? We'll get to test this out. Actually, that's awesome. Let's just double check. So close above contamination level of 1%. close below contamination of 1%. So that should be good. So these should close. These should open. This should keep doing its thing. We should be all good. We are not great for food. We're living on mangroves and berries by the looks of it. And basically we're producing just enough. So we've got a whole bunch of cassavas to ferment. So let's switch and ferment those. And we'll stockpile some mushrooms. We really do need to sort the food situation, but I think in you know, kind of in that style that sometimes people who play Timberborn do, we'll be completely distracted and do some other crazy big projects instead first to deal with it. I think maybe what we should do is let's get a lumberjack up here. Let's at least cut in a straight line first. We'll do a storage for trees. Get those done as a priority. Make that a priority workplace. Or some more tree cutting. These guys are basically sat around bored. Cut down some of those dead birches. All of those dead birches, in fact. No, I don't want you bringing logs and filling this up. I want him to be able to cut these down. Hey, Double D, you've just been born. I don't think you watched Timberborn either. And we need the fluid dump. Yes. Because we're now living on mangroves and berries, which is not ideal, is it? You know, that's going to do all sorts of nasty things to the inside of your beaver. That sounded so wrong. That sounded so wrong. They've still got plenty left, and we do now basically have access to this supply of metal as well. So that's good. Keep the path going. Yeah, I want to do some cool tricks with irrigation and stuff, because we've got the potential to store water quite high and then flow it to places using the sluice gates. I'm full already. Not quite. Not quite. We will have that as a supply, please. Oh. I was about to go over here and worry about changing floodgates, but we don't need to. We can just watch. What we'll do is we'll click on here because it does tell us the contamination level. So 2%, it's closed. So it should back up. These are at 3%, so they open. So there we go. Automated bad tide management. Jobs a good one. And this will then just do its thing, keeping the reservoir fed. So, yep. I am super happy with that. That worked perfectly. You can be pumping water now. That did exactly what I wanted it to do. And it's only a 1 day bad tide. What are these amateur hour bad tides we're getting? Barely enough to make me bother getting up. Right. Making good progress with that as well. Obviously, because it's a bad tide, we still have power, which is the whole point of having this being built, because it means also during a drought, we will continue to have power when we have our new power thing built. And what we could do is also have some floodgates at the end here. So maybe we can have, until we've got everything sorted, we can have some come through here to do the stuff. Oh, come on. Cut down some more trees for me. Almost like, there we go. So let's watch as contamination drops. And as the contamination drops, this should open, this should close. So here we go. I love this. It's really, it's like having the simple floodgate triggers, but built into the game. I do really hope that mod still gets converted, but there we go. Come on. To 1%. Perfect. Excellent. There we go. And no flooding. Yes. Some flooding. Small amounts of flooding. But that's okay. All is good, and we are back to our steady state. And they're still building, because there's quite a lot of building to do. Because the focus is really on, let's actually, from a well-being point of view, let's get those fireplaces built, shall we? We have some bored beavers standing about. They can at least have a fire. How are we doing for wet fur? Maybe that'd be a heck of a place to have a shower, wouldn't it? I wonder if that would work. There is but one way to find out. For those that are about to double shower under the waterfall of toxicity, we salute you. This is for educational purposes and scientific research. And I really shouldn't build them that side. I should build them into a side where there's actually going to be water all of the time anyway, or more of the time. So what we should do is maybe rip out some of these. But that would mean ripping out quite a few of them. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is I'm going to let them build this, and I'll come back when it's built. Not quite going to wait. I just deleted two small plank stores because we do actually have mushrooms and cassavas at the same time. So let's build a second fermenter to have them both going. And I think what we'll do is we'll put some storage back in here, where currently it's not hydrated. I know there's a bit of dead space in there, but we'll make that plank storage to replace the unused plank storage that we had. I think we're not overly great for food storage, so what we're going to do is here we'll put in some small storages for, we've got plenty of storage for fermented mushrooms. We'll put another couple of storages for fermented cassavas, in the hope that we can stockpile them soon. We've made our way through to here, so we could also prioritize building that, because really the speed that we're building the this is resource limited. We've got all the explosives in, so we could start doing that as well. We should put a water tank over here for this guy as well. So let's make that water and prioritize it. And we don't have simple triggers, so we can't do anything clever with this other than just have a beaver sat in here dumping water. But we can now put in another farmhouse. That's all I really want them doing at the moment is farming over here. We don't need more trees, so we do need more food. We need to be growing more cassavas and maybe some more kohlrabis. I'm not going to diversify the food supply anymore yet. I think we're okay from that point of view. We've got 3,200 science, so we could now unlock the 6x overhang and start building those. And that means we do need to delete all of these. All of our pre-planning was a waste of time. That can go. They can go. They can go. They can go. We will move the path over a fair bit. Let's bring that over. Let's delete that one as well and bring that over there. Let's move path over to there. Let's delete the path under there. We might as well just delete those and then we can tidy it up afterwards. Not sure how they'll get on with building that stuff, but we'll sort that out afterwards. You can go. You can go. We end up with a nice straight path, actually. And 6x metal overhang. 1, 2. There we go. And let's do that, because they will need to build some of the stuff up on there. Right, let's detonate you. And then put that there. And then we can detonate that one. We exploded our first explosives. I completely missed that. Right, you can be deleted. And we are going to do food. Cassavas, we need to grow a big patch of those. And I think we're going to grow some more kohlrabis as well. For now. Don't want to get into soybeans or canola yet. If we wanted to process corn, we would need a food factory. I think we'll hold off on that for now. We'll get some of these other projects finished first. And speaking of which, I will be back in 137 gears. Well, it's quite slow going. We still need another 100 gears, or 1/3. So my thought is we expand our gear production, but I've kind of built myself into a bit of a corner here. So we're going to come at it from behind. Stop laughing at the back, children. So we're going to drop down here, basically. And that should allow us, we'll create access from above as well. And we will just throw in another gear workshop off the back of the plank workshop there. We can put in a little bit of plank storage just there. So if we give that some priority, and then that gives us a little bit more space for building some industry along the back here that they have access to. I really didn't plan some of this stuff very well at all, but if you're new here, I will probably end up rebuilding most of it. So actually, that's a nice opportunity just there. We come along here. We could either build some more storage for stuff, but we're not particularly struggling for storage. So what I'm thinking we could do is enhance some well-being. Actually, we don't need 3 of those, so delete those. And yeah, we could do that. And I want to prioritize that because we only need 10 gears to get that producing food. But our food situation is much better because the new farm is producing food. That's what farms generally do. I'm going to unpause one of the lumberjack flags, start cutting down some of these trees. We still have plenty of wood, but as wood storage is not full, we'll begin cycling through stuff and we can blow this stuff up. And we need to place some explosives along here, and we will need to place it along here, but we won't worry about changing all of this until much later in our grand construction project. So yeah, but for now we will place that explosives there. Oh yeah, you can place explosives on paths. We need to be careful of that at the moment. And then we may as well, seeing as you're here, just get these placed. There we go. And our new gear factory, let's prioritize both of those. We do have a drought incoming, so let's unpause our engine. I think we can probably pause the plank production for a little while and the number cruncher and probably the explosives production as well. So we're still almost half the power we need, but it's better than not. We do need the metal for the big project, so yep. But we now need 93 gears, so guess what? I will be back in about 93 gears time. So while we wait for the basically gears to be made to build this, I was thinking that we could start doing something more extreme with the bad water diversion, because we do now have access to explosives. So what I was thinking is we could, and I'm only really basing where I place this off of where there are trees, and I'm kind of hoping that making it too wide is wide enough. Maybe actually we should rip some of these trees out. And we're just going to demolish them. So and what I'm thinking is we just cut a channel here, and that will send the bad water down into this water system. We'll do one side at a time, so obviously it's not going to be perfect straight away, but it'll help, and then maybe we can do something here to store more water. But I'm guessing they are going to be somewhat distracted by building this, but I figured some of this will be limited by the rate we can produce metal blocks at, so having this as an option, because we have some explosives, would not be a bad idea. So we still need 65 gears, so yep, I've put levee walls along the back here. We may as well, while you're here, throw in the impermeable floors as well. kind of just going to let them build that stuff as they can. Basically, we also want to be encouraging them to collect all of the scrap, because that's resources we can make use of. I mean, it says we're out of planks, but I'm pretty certain that under there's planks. So, you know, that said, it would probably be wise to unpause one of the plank productions if we're trying to make gears, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be sensible. Yeah, you should do that. That would be a good idea. We do probably want to prioritize that as well. Yep. Good job, me. Good job. Still doing absolutely fine for logs. Our food situation is significantly better, except for the old fermented mushrooms. They seem to be enjoying those. So we might need to look at putting another one in, but for now, I think we'll stick with what we've got. I mean, there are some mushrooms there, actually, yeah, so maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. And that's the drought coming to an end, which hopefully will help with the gear production, although they are running at pretty good productivity, so that's cool. But we can unpause the other plank production to get our plank numbers back up. Because I think each of these, yeah, does use planks, but no, I haven't put all of the planks in yet. What are we doing up here? Nothing yet. Okay. I'm not too worried. This is a long-term project. So there we go. Water levels are all fine. Food's back where it needs to be. We've got plenty of spare beds if we increase our population. About to start getting power back. There we go. Pause that. And we still need 53 gears. So, yeah. It's a big job to build. I think it was a job that I significantly underestimated building so early in a series, but I think it's going to be quite important for us. So, yeah. I mean, what I should do really here is delete those, and I should prioritize that lot. We can get to it. Kind of wondering if it was too far away. There we go. All right. Yeah, I'll come back, I think, when we've done some more of this construction. I think with how much science we've got and how much construction we've got to do, it might make sense. I'm surprised that didn't free up more beavers, but I'm thinking that it might make sense to build a builder's hut. This kind of spaghetti mess will go once I've got things more sorted. Yeah, I think that might help. We've got a lot of construction to do, and I did spot that we could probably think about. I guess the alternative is I could start shuffling it across now, and that would save us some construction materials. So if I did that and that, then we'd be doing that and that, which kind of assumes that these are going to behave the same as normal water things, which I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, maybe that's enough. Does that get us kind of clear? But I really want to drop it into this. So we need to come across at least 2 more. So we'd be going 1, 2. If we come across 3 more, like that. Levies 1, 2, 3. Impermeable floors. Like that, and then that kind of gives you, and we'll do a straight shot down there off the map. So I don't know if that's better than kind of turning and turning. I think turning and turning would look cooler, wouldn't it? Yeah. It would look cooler, wouldn't it? It would. So how would we do that? I guess what we would do... 3, 4, 5. I'm just kind of trying to... Oh, we're basically done. Awesome. Someone bring that last gear over. Frank. Is it Frank? It would have been cooler if it was one of the YouTube channel members or the patrons, I guess. But who's the person that's going to come build it? Who's the one that's going to come build it for us? And what this does is it means that now, even during a drought, we will have power. So this is pretty significant. And Greg M, who is indeed a YouTube channel member, has built this for us, and we now have permanent power sorted. So that is very, very cool. Before we finish up, I am going to see if I can build this turn. And I'm not sure of the best way to do it. I'm not sure if it would look cooler if we have how to cantilever it. I could come out here. I could do it there so it keeps it compact. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So I could do it here. But that's probably longer than I want. So I'd have to unlock the 4 by 5 by. We've got enough science to unlock the 5 by. So then we would do levies all the way along there. Levies all the way along there. That would be impermeable floors. And then we would do some 6 bys here. With the impermeable floors, and then I guess we turn it here and run straight. Yeah, I like that. I prefer that than doing the staggered turn. So I think you can start to see the shape that I'm going for. Obviously, it's a heck of a lot of construction. But we will get there. We will get there. it's the nice thing about playing in normal mode is everything is, you know, easy enough that we're not fighting for survival and we can build cool stuff. I think maybe now we need to be looking at scaling up industry. So maybe putting some more industry back here, making more use of this food area, scaling up water a bit, and then scaling up population so we can scale up construction. Because that is going to be important. But the most important thing for today has been the construction of our bad water discharge, which lets us do that. Which it gives us the flexibility to do that, but it means we run out of bad water. But what I might do next time is get rid of you. And say high priority. What I might do next time, I think, is look at creating a bit of a bad water store back here. You're flooded, okay. Why do you think you're flooded? Okay, because a tiny bit of bad water got there. Let's pause you and let that dry out. Because we don't want any contaminated beavers. And we have got a full stock of bad water, so we can just leave that sort itself out. We might want to move that. But yeah, what I'm thinking is we create a little bad water reservoir back here. Is my plan. So many plans. We just need to be able to actually build them all. Which is going to take us a little while, but we'll get there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Keep the ideas coming. Keep the suggestions and the fixes coming because they really do help. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button, and I will see you all next time.